What's up, dearest wonderful people? It's Oliver here, and today we're going to do a Q&A. And over the past couple months, I have been saving up a bunch of questions that you all have sent in, so let's just get straight into answering it. First question comes from Redman Power 32. Do you still have cold showers? Do you ever have it in the winter or the autumn? Well, Redman Power 32, thank you for sticking with my channel for that long, because I made a video a long time ago about why I take cold showers.
I'm Oliver, and today I'd like to tell you why I take cold showers.
I've since taken it down because I'm not proud of the video. I felt it didn't have a lot of good substance. Honestly, if I weren't me, I wouldn't watch that guy talking about why he takes cold showers. So I only make videos that I think I would watch myself if I weren't myself, if that makes any sense. But actually, I usually don't take cold showers now, unless I am really sweaty and disgusting. Then I take a cold shower because it feels so good when you're really hot. But usually I don't, and that's because about a year ago I had this really bad neck injury, and it happened when I was taking completely freezing cold showers, and just cold water tends to tense up your muscles. So I actually take hot showers usually now because it's better for my neck. I'll actually make a video about that experience of that terrible neck injury, because I learned a lot from it. Alright, next question comes from I'm Broken. He says, or she says, to your knowledge, have you always had this problem, or did it develop over time? He or she's talking about my stutter on the video that I did, talking about my stutter. You can't really tell right now since, well, just go watch that video. I'll link it in the description if you don't know what I'm really talking about. And you're like, Oliver, you don't have a stutter. To answer your question, I'm broken. I have always had this problem. Actually, it's gotten better over time. When I was a toddler, my stutter was really terrible. On almost every other sentence, I would go whoa, 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 whoa at the beginning of almost every single sentence. But it's actually gotten a lot better over time, and it's a very small stutter now, but on vowels especially it gets me, and on some random words when I'm excited or nervous it gets me. Part 2, do you have a stutter while speaking Japanese? Yes, it doesn't matter what language I'm speaking, I do stutter no matter what language I'm speaking. And Jeffrey Christensen asks, what is your necklace? This is a green stone. And the shape of it is called, see, for some reason, this consonant I can feel is about to get me. So I just gotta breathe on my stutter, I just gotta breathe. Toki, toki. The shape is called a toki. The meaning is like focus and responsibility and just kind of being a responsible human, which are two attributes that I need to work on, being focused and responsible. Next question comes from Will Scott. I know you're vegan, bro. Actually, I'm not vegan, I just love vegetables. But how can you survive without a bacon sandwich now and then? Well, this is what I would tell you about loving bacon sandwiches and trying to go vegan, or just wanting to eat more healthily. If you eat something healthy, don't think about, I could be having bacon now, but think about that you're doing something better for your body, you're doing something better for the planet, since the meat industry is, livestock industry is one of the #1 causes of climate change, and you're also not killing the lives of animals. So think about what you're gaining and what you're giving to the planet, not what you're losing. So think about the benefits, not the negatives. Alright, next question comes from Uni Angle. How tall are you? I am 5'5" and a half, 5'5" or 5'5" and a half, somewhere around there. And do you watch cartoon or stutter? Do you watch cartoon or anime? Do you watch cartoon or anime? See, it still does get me. You don't usually see this in my videos because I cut it out. Do you watch cartoon or anime? And no, I actually don't really watch any cartoon or anime. But yeah, thank you for the question. Not really a big cartoon or anime guy, even though I love Japan. Mateus Josko, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. And he asks, how close are you with the Japanese part of your family? Do they speak English fluently? How often do you see each other and talk to each other? There must be a big cultural difference. Yes, there is a big cultural difference, but because when we see our Japanese relatives, we're in Japan, and because my family and I understand Japanese culture and American culture, and because we see them when we're in Japan, we kind of go into our Japanese culture zone, pretty much, and hardly any of them speak English. And even though there is a big cultural difference between Japanese culture and American culture, the love in your family, our love for each other, is stronger than any cultural barrier. Patrice C asks, many videos about bullying on the other channel. If you don't know what Patrice is talking about, my brother Liam and I had an old channel that we don't really use anymore called Clive Brothers.
Welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be talking about another good strategy to avoid the bully.
This very good strategy
we made a lot of videos about bullying on there, like tips for if you're getting bullied or if you are a bystander in a bullying situation, yada yada. I'll put the link to that in the description if you're interested. Were you bullied when you were younger? Yeah, I mean, not a whole lot. It wasn't super bad. Like, the level that I was bullied wasn't as severe as bullying gets. But just, you know, like, kids picking on me. So we thought, this isn't right. So use from what experience we have from getting bullied to share that with other kids, and hopefully it helped them. So yeah, did get bullied some, but it wasn't super horrible. At all. Wasn't horrible. Riker asks, what must be the rules for saving money to buy things we want as a student like us? So Riker, when I was younger, before I got any of my camera gear or my phone or computer, before I could buy any of that stuff, I was terrible at saving my money. It's about making the money first, and then the real part that's super important is saving the money. When I was younger, right when I made money, I would immediately spend it on like an album on iTunes or like a movie or a milkshake or something dumb like that. Think about this. Do I want this small thing in the moment that's gonna give me a little bit of happiness, a tiny bit of happiness right now, or do you have that discipline? That shook the camera. Do you have that discipline to save up and save up until you have enough money to buy one huge epic thing like a camera that's gonna give you so much happiness and that you're gonna get so much use out of? Dead lizard. No, just kidding. It's a rubber lizard. Alright, this here, fidget spinner. I wasted $4.50. It's things like this, like, oh, fidget spinner, that's so epic, and that I want to buy it in the moment, but really, this hasn't been that useful to me. I was like super stoked the first maybe 2 days since I first bought it, and then after that I was like, I don't really use it anymore, so to me it was kind of a waste of money. So things like this, Liam was talking about this in the June blooper video. What are your thoughts on fidget spinners?
Dumb.
What do you mean dumb?
They're super waste of money.
And now I agree with him. Think about it. Do I need this? Do I really need this? Am I gonna get a lot of use out of it? Is the amount that I'm gonna use it worth the amount of money that I spend on it? Not worth it. Alrighty, next question comes from BenTube Vlogs. How long do you think it will take to become fluent in Japanese, and do you think you'll ever be fluent in Japanese? So, because I'm young, I could think, oh, I'm young, I can pick up a language quickly, so I just gotta wait. And then I'll become fluent in Japanese. No, not gonna happen. I gotta put in the work. And the definition of fluency can really vary depending on who you are and how you define it. So I think if I put in the work, I can become really, really conversational. Maybe not like a native speaker, but almost fluent. I think I can become very good in Japanese since I'm young, and if I put in the work, I really think I can get there. So I do want to continue my studies, and I am going to strive to improve my Japanese. Mike Robinson's Mogul Adventures asks, how come nobody does anything in black and white? Is it a lost art form? Well, to me, depends on the kind of look you're going for, like if you're doing a film noir kind of movie, but to me and vlogging, black and white doesn't really fit. With all the new technological advances, I don't think many people are interested in using black and white. And besides, just look at this color. I mean, this lighting is kind of terrible. I'm not really good at lighting. I just take a big light and just shove it in my face. But really, when you think about it, this camera can take me to you all the way across the world. It's crazy. Crazy stuff nowadays. Luca Leonardo asks, do you have Instagram, Oliver? No, I do not have Instagram, and here's why. To me, I think it's kind of a time waster. People say, oh, tons of inspiration on Instagram, great social platform, and yeah, that's very true. But to me, I think I would waste too much time wanting to be like other people, and that time that I spend scrolling through my Instagram feed, I could spend creating my own creations, my own movies. So yeah, I'm not saying Instagram is bad, just for me, I feel like I could spend my time a little bit better. Joshua Telemakwe, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that, asks, do Japanese people sometimes mistake you for being fully Japanese? Hardly. I'm actually a quarter Japanese, and actually only one person through my entire experience in Japan thought that I was 100% Japanese, which is hard to believe. I hardly ever get mistaken for being fully Japanese. I often get mistaken for being half Japanese though. Ethan Houston asks, how long have you been playing the ukulele? Ukulele. I've been playing for about 2.5 years, and I haven't been going at it like really savagely. That's not a good word. I haven't been going at it really intensely and rigorously. I just play it casually whenever I got some free time, and it's fun. So yeah. Voinov asks, how long did it take you to make this video from the first idea through practice to render? He's talking about my ukulele video that I did for Orion. Probably took me to write the song probably around 2 hours, to film maybe 2 hours, and to edit maybe 3 hours, so total of like 7 hours. Probably somewhere around there. With filmmaking, to make videos, it takes a long time. Like for maybe a 7-minute video, it may take 7 hours or 10 hours or 20 hours to make, but that doesn't matter because the process of filmmaking is just so fun. Jeffrey Christensen asks, Atua, Orion, and the young filmmaker are barefooters. Are you? No, I'm actually not a barefooter. Pretty much because Tokyo is not the best place to be running around barefoot. Stutter, hang on. Just gotta breathe. Arise Vlogs. Arise Vlogs. Do you live in Costa Rica? No, I do not live in Costa Rica. You may be thinking that from my collaboration with Orion and Atua, but no, I do not live in Costa Rica. I live in the state of Kentucky in the USA, the US of A. And my second home is Japan. I come for like a couple months of the year to Japan to visit our relatives and just have a lovely experience. And occasionally I come visit Hawaii because that's where my grandma lives, and because it's in between Kentucky and Japan, we occasionally stop over to visit my grandmother. So yeah, I live in Kentucky. Stutter. So many of y'all's usernames start with vowels. Okay, hold on. Ultra Puggers. Ultra Puggers. Interesting name. Do you go to school in Japan? No, I do not go to school in Japan because I don't live there for the entire year. I just live there for a couple months in the year. Luca Leonardo, do you produce the beats you put in your videos? No, I do not produce the beats, the music that I put in my videos. I get it from either incompetech.com or soundcloud.com. There's some great artists like Andrew Applepie or Clueless Kit who create some royalty-free music that are great to use in vlogs. Willard Williams asks, congrats on 1,000 plus subscribers. Thank you, Willard. You don't get mad or angry often, do you? He asked that because in my last video I was saying how Guy Van Natta in the last live stream asked me to make an angry face. And I just couldn't do it. But anyways, the point is, I don't really get angry, but because I'm 14, almost 15, I turned 15 in two months, I often get in that mood of thinking my brother's stupid, and I just like get in that angry teenager mood. And that may be hard to imagine, but yes, it does happen. I'm not always this joyful joy boy. I sometimes have that mean teenager scowl on my face. If you have kids, or if you are a teenager, if you have an older brother, or if you have an older sibling or younger sibling who is a teenager, you'll know what I'm talking about. Theodore J asks, do you have any Japanese cultural favorites such as the Pikachus? Also, what is your favorite Japanese food, and would you like to live in Japan long term? Just, I love the people and I love the food. Onto food, my favorite Japanese food is miso ramen. You guys know ramen, right? It's that kind of noodle. And then miso you can have just as a soup by itself, but when you have miso ramen, you're using that miso soup as the broth for the ramen. So it's so delicious. And would you like to live in Japan long term? Yes, I would love to live in Japan long term. I love Japan. I just love Japan. Uni Angle asks, what is the best camera for vlogging under $300? Well, if you have a smartphone, I would suggest using your smartphone, but there are GoPros you can get, like the GoPro Hero 5 Session, or what I use, the GoPro Session. That one is $150. Really great camera, super durable. And there are some Canon PowerShot cameras, such as the Canon PowerShot SX620HS. Cameras like that, Canon PowerShots, are great little cameras and they produce good quality images. Voinav asks, which video so far was the most difficult to make? I'd probably say my first Japan vlog, because before then I usually just made short films or talkie videos, and that was the first more kind of travel vlog that I made. So that was a challenge with the editing and the filming and coming up, like putting the story all together. So I just felt like I pushed myself with that edit, and also the ukulele video that I made for Orion. That was quite challenging since that was the first kind of music video I did, but whenever you have a challenge in filmmaking, it's still just a wonderful experience. And also, Voy asks, are you planning any future short films? I do like making short films, but recently I've gotten a lot more into vlogging. And for vlogging, I really only need myself or my brother, Liam. So I think I'll be making more vlogs, but sometimes I'll be making short films. And our final question to wrap up this Q&A comes from Wit as well. He says, you are 14, so you are just starting your transition from childhood to young personhood. Good phrase. Have you thought about any things you can't wait to do when you get older and can do them, like driving, shaving, or dating, learning to vote, working at a job, or just being older, stronger, and taller? Wonderful question, Whit. Shaving kind of seems like a hassle, but then that is kind of a thing that defines you as an older person because you got whiskers. And with driving, I definitely look forward to driving. Sounds like so much fun, but I will be careful. You're driving a killing machine there, so better be careful. And about dating, I have dated in the past, but just you know, romance sounds fun, you know? And when you think about marrying someone, it's crazy. I mean, I'm not thinking about marrying someone right now, but just when you think about it, it's crazy to think about that you choose to spend the rest of your life with someone who once was a total stranger. So that's just a beautiful concept right there. But yeah, to me, when I think about being older, it's like, oh yeah, when I'm old, my parents I won't have to listen to my parents. But then when you're old, you think, ah, dang it, I wish I were a kid. I wish I could just do whatever I wanted. So I think you always tend to be in a state of wanting what you don't have. So my lesson to you for today is just to appreciate what you have right now and just appreciate your life in the moment. And with that, I will bring today's video to a close. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'd like to tell you guys actually that I unfortunately won't be posting as often on YouTube because I'm actually going into a normal high school, going away from homeschool into normal school. And that's because I'm really just kind of a really social person, and I just want to have the experience of being in high school. If I do homeschool and then I'm like 30 years old and then say, I wonder what high school is like. I can't be 30 years old and go to high school. The time is now, the day is here. So yeah, I'm going into a traditional high school, and because I'll have a bunch of work and homework and schoolwork and assignments and whatnot, I don't think I'll be able to upload as frequently. I'll try and shoot for about once every 2 weeks. And I apologize that I won't be as consistent, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. So is life. Whenever I do get the chance to make a film, I definitely will. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace out, respect your elders, have a euphoric, I really do mean that, have a euphoric rest of your day, just enjoy it. Have a euphoric rest of your day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.